WWE has made a bunch of rules to keep the wrestlers as safe as possible, and it seems like most wrestlers abide by them. I mean, no one wants to go through severe injuries, so it's better to play it safe, is it not? However, most is the keyword here, because certainly not all wrestlers abide by these rules. Today, we're going to be showing you the most reckless wrestlers who would just beat up anything that came in their way. Let's get rolling. Number 10. Mabel/Viscera. Mabel, or more widely known as his other ring name, Viscera, was an absolute monster when it came to wrestling. He was big, powerful, and, you know it, reckless. The once titled King was one of the ruthless heels of the late 90s. It's really a surprise how he didn't get fired after injuring two big names of the company back then in just a matter of months. Initially, he would break a couple of bones in the back of Big Daddy Cool. This injury would be followed by Undertaker's face injury, since Viscera would crush his nose. To cover this up, the dead man literally had to wear a Phantom of the Opera mask. Number 9. New Jack. Do you all remember the mass transit incident that occurred years ago? Well, it was none other than our next person on the list who made it possible, New Jack. He was the type of guy who was not too famous because of his in-ring abilities, but because of the various controversies that surrounded him. Let me tell you another interesting story about him. He got into some beef with Vic Grimes and, well, he couldn't get it out of his head. After a few years, yes, you heard it right, a few years later he would go and take his revenge on him. Well, he would literally try to hurt Vic in a real match, and ultimately go on to injure the poor fellow. Number 8. Ryback. In the short career that Ryback had experienced in WWE, he got it all. From fame to love to hate, he had involved. Apart from looking like an absolute beast, he was also moderately good on the mic. On a side note, his theme song was a banger too. To the main point though, right after he joined, he would become one of the unsafest guys out there. Backstage wasn't happy with him, especially one guy, CM Punk. CM Punk was hit with a kick so hard that it broke his ribs. He was supposed to drop Punk on a table, but missed it completely and, oh well, it ended up in a really bad injury for the best in the world. Number 7. Seth Rollins. Enough of superstars who are no longer seen performing. Let's look at some of today's rock stars. Starting off with the architect, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has been quite the star for a few years now. He's beaten almost every big name he's ever stumbled upon, including Brock Lesnar. However, he has been quite a bad luck for a lot of people in the business. Not only did he smash Cena's nose and put Baylor to a 6-month-long injury, but literally ended Sting's career with his deadly finisher. It's such a relief that his finisher is now banned, because God knows how many more injuries we're following next. Number 6. Mick Foley. Do love Cactus Jack, Mankind, Mick Foley. Call him whatever you want, but this guy has been one of the most entertaining wrestlers I have ever seen in my lifetime. What can he not do? From entertaining, funny promos to thrilling matches, he can deliver it all. He has given us some of the most iconic matches, some filled with blood, and some with emotions. However, one thing is for sure, Mick has always been reckless when it comes to his body. He never thought about what was going to happen to him, and did all the high-risk moves without any issue solely for entertainment. There is no way you can ever hate this guy. Forever a legend. Number 5. The Ultimate Warrior. We can all agree that you were all expecting him on the ring. I mean, Ultimate Warrior is widely known for being a careless athlete. He just did all the crazy things no one would ever imagine. Once, he tried to show his recklessness to Andre and literally got swatted by the Giant. Funny, isn't it? As a wrestler, he was elite. Probably a very few can match what he did in his career. However, most of his colleagues would agree that he was a man who would not be bound to any rules or regulations. He would do anything and everything he felt was correct, and even be punished for that. Oh, silly warrior. Number 4. Sexy Star. The only female wrestler to make this list of ours is none other than Sexy Star. Sexy Star was, well, sexy, and of course, careless. She's never been too famous until she made the headline one day, after severely injuring Rosemary during the Triple Mania event in 2017. She was soon blacklisted from WWE, and since Cody had a beef with her, she can't even get into AEW. What a bummer. Number 3. Jeff Hardy. We have all seen how high Jeff can fly. Similar to Foley, he is another guy who would do absolutely anything for the business. He has himself admitted on a podcast this year that he is probably one of the incautious people in the ring. He also mentioned that how sometimes he just goes with the flow and has no idea where his swanton bomb would fall. This one match back in TNA, Jeff was gonna full a stunt so bad that the producers knew he was gonna injure himself. They literally had to send Sting in order to stop the match and save Jeff before he took off for his jump. His rashness has cost him a lot through his career though, as he went through numerous injuries. Number 2. Bill Goldberg. Bill Goldberg has also made this list. Goldberg had one of the longest win streaks in all of wrestling entertainment, probably one of the few reasons why he is so popular now. However, unlike what he does now, he used to be a lot more agile and reckless before, tearing down his opponents every match. The all-disciplined and nice Goldberg you see now did not exist back then, not a bit of it. The backstage was fed up of his rashness as he was causing injuries after injuries. It was after Bret Hart's severe head injury when the producers finally called him out and trained him even better. Trust me, the training really paid well because the list of injuries we afterwards is pretty low. If you've made it this far and have enjoyed today's video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to be entered into our monthly shout-out giveaway. Once you do it, comment "I subbed" down below. Number plays pretty safe. His younger version was a totally different breed. He is so freaking strong that sometimes, unknowingly, he goes too far. His unreal strength hits people too hard. Every one of you who has been following WWE closely knows about the Bruce Pritchard incident, where Lesnar literally caved in the poor guy's face. Not only that, but the only responsible for Bob Holly's broken collarbone is none other than Brock Lesnar himself. These are just some of the major injuries that he's caused. Apart from these, there has been numerous occasions where wrestlers have faced minor issues after going through a wild ride in Suplex City. Regardless, just hope we see more of Brock and not just him popping out every 2 months. Be sure to check out Best ECW Reinventions, and I'll see you guys in the next video.